Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
Thanks for being here with us on Big Country Politics this morning. Right now, I'm with the CEO of the Community Foundation of Abilene, Katie Alford. Go ahead and start by telling us, what does the foundation do, and what were you guys able to accomplish from Abilene Gives?
So Community Foundation of Abilene, we're a nonprofit ourselves. We are a grant maker, a funder. We manage endowment funds that we spend dollars from every year that go back to the nonprofits in our area and beyond, and then also for scholarships. So college students, we award scholarships to. Abilene Gives is something that we do for the Abilene community specifically and for the nonprofits here. It's a 24-hour online giving day, really just to spur giving in our community. And this last week on Tuesday, we had Abilene Gives 2021, and we were able to raise almost $2 million. And so what that does is that those dollars go right back to the nonprofits. We had 139 participating. Those dollars will go right back to those nonprofits.
Definitely. So how do we do this year compared to last? I know we had the pandemic and several other things, but is this a good achievement?
Oh my goodness, yes. So let me take you back 2 years ago. We raised $730,000. Last year, when we were looking at doing Abilene Gives, it was at the very beginning of COVID, and so things were shutting down. We weren't really sure what giving was going to be like last year. The nonprofits were in need because they were having to cancel fundraisers. They weren't able to open their doors to the people that would come in and pay for admission or memberships. So we knew they were hurting, but we went ahead and went with it. And the community last year stepped up and raised $1.3 million. So we were blown away by that. And then this year, we weren't really sure what this year was going to hold. We were just hoping to make that $1.3 million. Internally, we had a goal of 1.5, and we raised almost $2 million. So we were absolutely thrilled with this year's giving.
Wow. So even though we did have the pandemic, it's almost like this year was kind of the year to give because of the pandemic, right?
Yes, and so last year, like I said, there were a lot of events being canceled. We weren't really sure what was going to happen for the rest of the year. It ended up being a tough year for nonprofits. They're opening back up now, and fundraisers are starting to be scheduled again, but we weren't really sure. We knew that they still needed it, and then the donors really pulled through. Those dollars are still going to be used to kind of continue to provide those services and the camps and everything else that will be hopefully back in place this summer.
Right. So you said there's about 139 that were involved. Do you mind telling us about one or two of them and how the funds were used? I know if people searched the organization, they could donate to them specifically, but if people didn't make a specific donation, how does that money kind of trickle out?
Yeah, so the donors, the great thing about Abilene Gives is a donor is able to specify which organization they want, and a lot of them gave to multiple organizations. There was a whole list of them on the website. And then there's also prize dollars, and there were amplification funds at the end of the day too, where the donors, the nonprofits were eligible to receive those prizes hourly, the most $40 donations, or there was a power hour where each dollar got matched up to $100 for the first $5,000 to $10,000. So there were some fun things throughout the day where they got some additional dollars. But some of those nonprofits this year, Christian Homes, they really were in the lead for a lot of the day, and but they raised a lot of dollars, and I think ended the day probably a record year. A lot of the nonprofits broke records from previous years. Camp Able was our top fundraiser. They raised over $100,000. That's been the first time any nonprofit's done that in our Abilene Gives. So we were very proud of all the nonprofits. There were new ones, small ones. This was a way for them to really be promoted on a day of community philanthropy.
Definitely. So for those small ones, how much money were they able to achieve if they were first-time, participants of Abilene Gives? How are they able to kind of make a name for themselves?
Yeah, and so it kind of ranged. And so some of the small nonprofits raised anywhere from a couple of $100s to a few $1,000s, and for some of those small ones, that's a big deal. That's meaning that they get to do more of what their programs provide for our community. It's a learning process too. I think we've done this for 5 years, and a lot of the nonprofits who were involved in year one have learned every year of how to get their word out and their story out through social media. A lot of testimonials, a lot of kind of tugging at the heart type videos and messages. And I think that each nonprofit kind of learns a little bit more each year. And those young nonprofits, the new ones, I think they have probably caught on a little bit, and watching how others have done that will help them in future ones.
Definitely. What does this mean for the community as we continue to support each other?
Abilene is a very generous community, and I think this is just one of those things that we get to sit back and be proud of the generosity of our donors and of the new donors. A lot of this is, these nonprofits are getting new donors and new relationships, but this just says a lot about Abilene. It says a lot about our nonprofits. We have a lot of nonprofits for a town our size, and a lot of options. That's the great thing about Abilene Gives too, is a donor or a potential donor can find any cause that they want to support. Pretty much, animals, arts, children, elderly, youth, mental, anything that they want to support, something is there.
Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Alford. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation of the state of giving in Abilene.
Country Politics on KTAB continues.
Thanks for staying with us. We are still with the CEO of the Community Foundation of Abilene, Mrs. Katie Alford. Go ahead, Mrs. Alford, and tell us, what is the current state of giving in our area?
In our area, as we saw this past Tuesday, I think we can feel good about it. I think that it's positive. We had a great year end. A lot of nonprofits had a great year end. I think that in Texas, maybe generally in Texas, but in our area especially, as things have opened back up from COVID closures, I think people feel good, people feel positive, people want to give, people want to support, and that's just a legacy of our community, I think, as well, that we've had a very giving community for many years. And I think that our donors, our people here understand that giving is an important part of what our daily goals should be, and our, the way we support nonprofits and support others through the services and programs they provide.
Right. In the past, have you seen an increase of giving during tax season when people are ready to kind of make all their write-offs?
So, we're a little bit of a different nonprofit. We, manage endowments, and so our gifts are typically larger from our donors. So we see a lot of gifts at year end. A lot of times people are trying to work with their accountants, and their accountants are telling them, you need to make this much in charitable donations. And so a lot of times that will come through us, through donor advice funds, or through other funds that they establish. So a lot of times we see that at year end and not necessarily around April 15th. But I do think that some of the other nonprofits in our community probably do see a bump there. But I think they probably also, a lot of their year end giving campaigns happen, at the end of the year, and that's where a lot of their donations come in too.
So how has stimulus payouts affected the nonprofit world as giving? Have you seen a trend of less giving? I mean, almost $2 million, it kind of shows that we're almost getting a little bit more, right? I mean, can you speak on that?
Yeah, and so I think that last year when we went through Abilene Gives, we weren't really sure, what was going to happen. And I think a lot of the people weren't spending money during the year last year because they were kind of in quarantine or at home working and not out spending dollars on gas or other items. And so I think that there was a lot more being saved in addition to those stimulus dollars that people felt good about giving. And so I don't know if there's a direct correlation. There's nothing that we've seen that would prove that. But I think that the nonprofits have been supported, and they have, people have felt probably like that's extra money that they have, maybe that they were able to give to the nonprofits throughout the year last year as they needed it.
Right. So Abilene Gives is just one day, but people can still give throughout the year. Can you share with us maybe how much you guys are able to, get gifts from the community to be able to support our nonprofits?
Yeah, so as I've mentioned, we're a little bit different in the types of funds that we manage. Our minimum is $10,000 for an endowment fund, and we spend 4% of that every year back to nonprofits. But there are, if people want to give in a bigger way, they definitely can do it through us. Otherwise, I would say, going directly to those nonprofits. A lot of them have online giving or the opportunity to give through their website. A lot of them have, you can mail a check to them. But I would encourage anybody who wants to give charitably to go find what cause matters to them. If it's a smaller gift, to do that directly to those nonprofits, because there is always a need. There is always a program or a service they're wanting to help provide to our community, whether that's health and human services or arts and culture. I mean, there is a range of nonprofits here in Abilene, depending on whatever your cause is that you want to support. There is something here in our community that you can find.
Definitely. And even though there was about 139 that participated in Abilene Gives, there's still more organizations in the community, right? I mean, there's so many ways people can get involved.
Absolutely. You know, there are that's probably a majority of the larger ones are the ones that are involved, but there are others that if somebody wants to find a specific cause that's not represented in those 139, they can definitely find. A few of those were from outside of our, you know, from Albany and a few of the outlying communities. There's even, you know, ones outside in probably the 10-county area that if your viewers are watching not in Abilene, a lot of our communities around us have nonprofits that serve those communities and those needs.
Right. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers about what it means to give and how this really impacts the Key City here?
Yeah, and so I think that the fun thing for us is to get to watch people give on Abilene Gives, because it does truly affect a person when they feel like they're helping other people in our community. And I would say if you've never given before, or if you haven't given in a while, try it. And I think that you'll find that it is probably more beneficial to yourself than to those you're actually helping, because there is a psychological benefit, there's a health benefit to that. And I think that it's something we should all want to do and strive to do, is to help others in our community who need services that we can't personally provide, but they can find somewhere else.
Definitely. Well, there's always an opportunity to still give, and like you said, if you want to give to someone or something that you're passionate about, look up what you're interested in, whether it's health or children. There's always lots of nonprofits in the community that we can give to. Thank you so much for joining us this morning here on Big Country Politics.
Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
Freedom Fest announced its lineup for 4th of July, and the headliners are Neil McCoy, Jared Medulla, and Chris Colston. And for the headliners, they will be performing on July 4th, but the weekend will start with a parade on Saturday, July 3rd at 4 p.m. in downtown Abilene. It is free to the public, and the action will continue with live bands, food, booths, shopping, and a movie for Independence Day playing at the Paramount.
We've got all kinds of vendors set up, and it's just going to be a fun-filled, packed weekend to really celebrate the 4th of July.
Sunday's event will be at the Taylor County Expo Center, and tickets are now on sale at AbileneFreedomFestival.com. But hero tickets for first responders, active duty, and frontline workers are free both days and will be available at the gates. Just make sure to bring your IDs, and everyone should bring a lawn chair for both days. And before we go, starting this week is Police Week, and when we talk about remembering our fallen officers, we usually think about the people who have died recently. But earlier this week, the long blue line was drawn all the way back to 1884. KTAB's Victor Sotelo was at the ceremony at the Old Taylor County Courthouse.
Deputy Walter Collins, end of watch, January 8, 1884. Constable George L. Reed, end of watch, March 24, 1925. Chief of Police Robert E. Bob Birch, end of watch, July 27, 1929. Traffic Officer James Edgar Jones, end of watch, December 14, 1930. City Marshal Chester Hutchison, end of watch, April 12, 1936. Officer William Samuel Bean, end of watch, July 18, 1940. Deputy Charles Wade Willis, end of watch, February 12, 1942. Traffic Officer Billy Arthur Rose, end of watch, October 10, 1952. Officer James Jenkins Spann, end of watch, June 17, 1954. City Marshal Lewis Thomas Snyder, end of watch, August 4, 1966. Town Marshal Benny Elvin Taylor, end of watch, December 30, 1968. Trooper Harold D. Hambrick, end of watch, July 7, 1974. For John David Oldham, end of watch, July 7, 1974. Officer Jeffrey Howard McCoy, end of watch, June 5th, 2007. Officer Rodney T. Holder, end of watch, April 29, 2010. Corrections Officer V. Christopher A. Davis, end of watch, January 14, 2015. Corrections Officer V. Eligio Ruiz Garcia Jr., End of watch, January 14, 2015. Trooper William Carl Kazee. End of watch, October 29, 2015. Corrections Officer Mari Johnson. End of watch, July 16, 2016. Detective Elise Ann Ibarra. End of watch, August 6, 2017. Border Patrol Agent Donna Ross. End of watch, February 2nd, 2019. Deputy Constable Mike Pay. End of watch, October 17, 2019.
That's 22 fallen officers just in this area. National Police Week begins today. And that does it for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. For the latest political headlines, always go to bigcountryhomepage.com. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for watching.